Good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday. I remembered that one today, the 13th of January. It is 11 a.m. And I am here with a quick update stream. I'm not going to be doing any work on stream today. I may not actually end up doing any studying today at all. I have a hospital appointment early this afternoon, so I'm really focusing on that basically. It's my first appointment with the pain management team, so I'm really excited to get some help. I've been waiting for this since August, so the day is finally here, so I'm very excited to find out what they can do. It is a telephone appointment. I don't have to go into the hospital, so no worries there. And it's lucky that it's the sort of thing that can be done over the telephone, because not everything can. So yeah, it's just going to be a quick chat. I'm going to take you through what I did after the stream yesterday, because it was really useful. And then I'm going to talk a bit about my plans for next week, which is the first week of term, which is sort of partly linked into that, in that I finally know what the fuck happens. But not all. I didn't get all of the information. There is one very important thing that I'm still missing, and I can't do some of the other things until that thing has happened. So basically, the weird thing is, so I kind of, because I'm going straight from being a student at the same uni to being a student at the same uni. I'm just going to turn the music down a little. Sorry, it's very loud for me. Yeah, because of that, I'm still getting all the emails that you would get as a current student. And then I'm also getting the emails you get as a prospective student. So, and they're going to different email inboxes, because obviously my prospective student email is not going to my student email. It's going to my personal email. It's all very weird. Anyway, so I've been getting all of these like return to term and the COVID arrangements and the fact that people aren't allowed back to campus and all of that sort of stuff, which isn't relevant for me because I live at home. And nothing about my actual course. But now there's stuff about my actual course that's come through, so that's a little bit reassuring. So basically, I got an email from the graduate school. So my university, and I assume this is common to a lot of universities, has a specific graduate school department, which helps oversee people who are doing graduate degrees, because we have different requirements. Obviously you don't do a research bachelor's degree, so research students have very different requirements, and that sort of thing. It's to cover all of that. I've done courses. The graduate school did a load of workshops and stuff on applying for PhDs and applying for PhD funding that were really good, and I really enjoyed those. I've got somewhere, oh no, I might have put it away. Like we did a load of brainstorming. Is not the type of brainstorming it was. It was a specific kind of mind mapping to help us develop like our ideas for our PhD topic and that sort of thing, and it was all really useful. So I'm a big fan of the help that the graduate school give. I do wish I'd gotten this email earlier, but then I also can't blame them with everything that's going on. So yeah, I got an email that basically outlined everything that we need to know as incoming students this term. It did double up on some of the COVID stuff, so things like don't come to campus, what to do if you had accommodation arrangements, if you're really far away, that sort of thing. Lots of stuff that doesn't apply to me because, again, I'm living at home, and I wasn't going to attempt to go to campus anyway. There's also stuff about the support services and things that I already knew about because I'm already connected with all of them. I've been in contact with so I have my mentor, obviously, as one point of contact, and then I also have a well-being advisor, I think that's her title, in the student support department, who is the person that I can specifically go to if I have any issues related to my disability or my well-being, which is fantastic. And she has really helped me with my disabled students allowance application and stuff like that, because that application has to be signed off by the school. So it had to go to her, and then she had to send it on. But she was fantastic with that, because I was saying it got delayed a lot because of the delays with getting proof of my diagnosis, which is a bit, I was talking about that yesterday actually. And yeah, but she's been fantastic. All of the support staff have been amazing, especially this past year. But yeah, so there was all that sort of information, but there was also, excitingly, 2 bits of information specifically. One of them is the Postgraduate Researcher's Handbook, which just outlines everything that's going to happen. So basically what I have to do, and a lot of this is quite obvious, and some of it is stuff I knew before from talking to existing PhD students, but it outlines, hey, thanks for the follow, Max. It outlines like the intervals where I get assessed or reviewed. So I can go through those now. They're different depending on whether you're full-time or part-time, and depending on what kind of degree you're doing. So, because you can do research master's degrees, you could be doing an MPhil, that sort of thing. So for me, for PhD, I have an induction review 6 weeks after I start, so that'll be 7 weeks from now. I have a probation review 10 months in. I have a review at the end of year 2, so 24 months in. And then, assuming that everything is going well, I have a submission review at 33 months in, which is 3 months before I would be expecting to do my Viva, because you have to declare your intent to submit, and this is all stuff I've gotten from this handbook. You have to declare your intent to submit your thesis 2 months in advance, and then you do your Viva. And then I get continuation year reviews, and I think that's if I need to take extra time. And then there's all the details about thesis submission in here, which is very exciting. So that's one of the big things. The other thing that I think was it's not in this, I'm looking through the handbook so I can take you through it all. The other thing that I have to do next week is I have to contact my supervisors. So at our university, you get like a team of supervisors. So I have a primary supervisor and a secondary supervisor. My primary supervisor is amazing, and my secondary supervisor is also amazing. My secondary supervisor was my dissertation supervisor for my master's degree. So I absolutely love both of them. I'm really excited to get to talk to them again. And I will be, so I have to email them to make an appointment within the first 2 weeks of term. So I will send them an email. I'll make an appointment with them, and basically it looks like that first supervision appointment is just really going through what we are expecting of each other, what we need from each other, what the outline for my project is going to be, and that sort of thing. Come on, camera, you're having trouble today. So yeah, that's going to be really exciting. And I'm just very excited to get to see my supervisor again. But yeah, so that's the first thing, and that's basically what I do to start, is that. And I will have that meeting, and then I'll be off, and I'll know what I'm doing, and in 6 weeks I'll have a induction review to see how I'm doing. So that's very exciting. I've said that so many times. I'm doing a PhD, guys. Okay. Calm down. I don't have to calm down. It's okay to be excited. But I am forgetting to breathe, so that's quite important. So there is then something else that I get to do, and it's actually mandatory, the first few steps of it. So there is something called the Researcher Development Program, which basically is a load of courses that I can do / have to do. Some of them are mandatory and some of them aren't. And they're to help me do my PhD, to give me the skills I need in order to do that. So like there's an intro one that's just called Kickstart Your PhD. And then some of the others are like on managing references, on effective reading, on managing time, managing academic relationships, research methods, publishing in journals, things about copyright and open access, preparing for your Viva when you're right down towards the end. So it's all that sort of thing. I'm really excited to do those because I've never actually really had any training in research because it's not something you get given. You just are kind of expected to work out how to put together a paper. And so I'm excited to do those. The problem I have is I need to register for those. I can't yet because I am not registered as a PhD student yet. So I've got my master's student registration, which I think technically has expired. I don't know. Where's my... Oh no, my student ID is in the other room. So yeah, I've got that. And I've had no details about registration. When I did it for my master's degree, there was a set day that you had to go in and you went into the gym at uni and the massive like hall and you had to go through one table at a time. Like you had to go through the ID registration and then you went to finance. Oh no, you went to prove your previous qualifications next. Then you went to finance to prove that you had your finance stuff through or to pay if you're self-paying. So I'm paying out of pocket. I'm self-funding. That's the word I'm looking for. So I don't know when I have to pay from a PhD. And until I am registered, at which point I think I get like a different student email potentially, or I might keep the same one, I'm not sure. I get like a student number that's specific for this one, or my current student number gets updated to show that I'm a PhD student, because right now I'm a current student and an applicant, and these need to be like merged. Until I've got that, I can't sign up for the research and development program. I can't sign up for a lot of other things. I can't access all of the PhD specific stuff on the student data system. Oh, because that's the other thing I also have to do. Every month as a full-time student, it's every other month if you're part-time, I have to record on the SDS, which is the student data system, what I've done that month, and then my supervisor will sign off on it, and I talk about any discussions I've had with my supervisor there. And that's the other main, like, you've got the big formal reviews. They're the ones that are like 6 months, 10 months, and 6 months, 6 weeks, 10 months, and that sort of thing. But then you've also got like, it's basically your record going through the months. So I'll have that to do as well. And it's all real. So I don't know what to do. It's Wednesday. So I'm kind of hoping I might today or tomorrow get some information about registration. If I don't, what I'm tempted to do is on Friday contact the School of English and say, hi, what's going on? Because there isn't a school of the medical humanities. Medical humanities is like a research cluster rather than a full school or department or whatever word you may use. We have like school, which is your subject and where you go directly to for most of your stuff. And then you have the department above that, which for me is arts and humanities. So yeah, I might contact them or contact the graduate school and say, hey, what do I do? What happens? But I want to like give them the chance to send me information, especially since I finally got some yesterday. I'm now like, I'm more believing that this is actually happening. Because it hasn't sunk in really before today, or before right now whilst I'm talking about it, because it feels much more real. I'm just gonna sit with that feeling for a second, if that's okay. I don't know how I'm gonna go on a phone call later on and talk about how much pain I'm in when I'm in this good a mood. It feels really weird. I always feel strange when I have hospital appointments or doctor's appointments on a better day, and I'm like, well, at some points I have pain so crippling I can't walk, but right now it's not too bad. That's the problem with variable disability, is it can feel really hard to talk about it authentically in a remission point rather than in a relapse point. In a relapse point, it's very easy to say, well, okay, this bit will hurt. This is the kind of pain it is. I did write, I kept a symptom log for a day, so I can dig that out and use that. That will help. And that was on an average day, because I think I have like days where it's very severe. I have days like today where it's surprisingly good. I am in pain, but it's not bad at all. And then I have average days where it's quite bad, basically. And I think it was an average day, so that will be a good example. Granted, at the moment, 50% of my days are bad days, so it's a bit weird to me to be having good ones. I definitely think there's a correlation with feeling happier. I'm hoping that it's some of the medication I'm on is working. I've got to sort out a review for that as well. It's too late again. I hate time. I hate things that can only occur really early in the morning. I need to book a medication review, and either I can sit on hold with the doctors for 3 hours, or I can do it via the online thing, but the online thing is only available between 8 and 10:30. I wasn't up then. Oh no, I was up then. No, I was up. I was just playing World of Warcraft. It's reset day. I've just rambled there, completely off topic. And this music is super loud again. I feel like some of these are much louder than others because I've got this turned really far down. This looks quieter. Yeah, I don't think they're normalized. I think that's the problem. So I'm sorry if that's annoying for all of you as well. I might see what I can do about that. But yeah, I don't really know. So in terms of what else I was going to talk about, because I have been here 20 minutes. I'm not sure how long I was planning to be here. I think I had an hour at most in my head. I think that was my cutoff, but who knows what is happening. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to do any studying today. I think that's an important thing to do, is to say that today my priority is my health, and to think about that. And then tomorrow I want to finish that book. I'm going to finish that book. That's the main target. And maybe do some more notes typing up as well. And on Friday, I want to make sure that on Friday I write up the notes I've made this week in my PhD notebook, and that we get into that rhythm now that I write last thing on Friday. I write up the notes from all of this week. And then I'm using other time during the week to get over the backlog. Because that way I'm not behind once I get into term. I'm on it with my current notes, and I'm just catching up slowly with my other notes, and I think that's okay. Because I expect that my first 6 months are just going to be reading, because I haven't fully narrowed down what my primary sources are. One of the things I'm worried about, So a couple of the narrative forms I'm looking at are graphic novels and artist books. Graphic novels are okay. I've got them. I've got two of my primary sources there, which is Fun Home by Alison Bechdel and Solutions and Other Problems by Ali Brosh. So I've got those there. But artist books are things you have to physically handle in a library, in a collection. So first of all, I have to get access to those collections. Now, my university has a collection of them. And I have access to the collection at Welcome, or / can get access to. I'm registered at the libraries in order to get it. But obviously I can't go into central London to the Welcome collection. I can't go to the uni library. So basically I've got to work out how I'm going to plan my research around COVID and around what I have access to when. I think likely what will have to happen is I'll have to situate artist books in a much later chapter in order to be able to do it whilst putting it further on, actually making it possible. And not just like this awful hindrance. Like, I think if I can manage to say, okay, that bit is chapter 4 or whatever, so I won't get to that until the end of year 2 or whatever my schedule ends up being, then that I think is more realistic, and I think that's the better way to do it. But we'll see. I'll see what my supervisors think, because they will have been looking after students who already have this problem, and they'll have this problem themselves. So who knows what solutions they have. I'll find out. But yeah, so I think my plan for Thursday and Friday is that. I'll also email, phone, something, contact to find out what is going on with registration. And then I'll work out what's going on next week based on what's going on with registration, because I feel like I can't really do anything until I've registered, because I can't access anything. There's no point me having a supervision appointment if I can't record it. Or I guess I can just record it after the fact. I don't know. I really need to register. I'm going to do that on Friday. In fact, let's put that on Friday. I'm going to put that on there. In my calendar now. So that then I will do it. I will send an email or a phone call and I'll get that sorted out. But yeah, then next week, it might be more of the same. It might be other things. I don't know. I'm hoping at that point I'll find out more of an idea of what I'm doing. It's just going to be reading. I don't know why. But it's one thing to assume that I know what I'll be doing and another thing to actually know what I'll be doing. So we'll see. At the moment, I just keep getting caught on how happy I am. I think it's a nice thing to be getting caught on, to be honest. So yeah, that's it. That's the plan. And then I'm going to do the same thing I did with my master's degree, because this worked super well, and I'm going to sign up to all of the optional shit, because that was really good when I did it before. I'm excited to be back in term time. My reading group will start again. My therapy appointments are starting again next week, which does mean I don't know what's going to happen with Tuesday streams. So I only have therapy every other week. So one Tuesday stream will be completely normal. The other one, basically I need to be up in the morning. So if I have trouble sleeping, I actually had trouble sleeping last night. I woke up 3 times, which is weird for me. Normally my trouble is, unless I'm in severe pain, my trouble is getting to sleep, not staying asleep normally. So that was annoying. but I also got too fed up to stay in bed this morning, so I got up. But yeah, so my therapy is like mid-afternoon, so I have time early afternoon, but it depends how I'm feeling a bit more. So we'll see with that one. It might be that I do a similar thing to today, where I do a quick chatty stream as just like a general update, like this is some kind of live vlogging, because it is. I need to put that tag back on, actually. I took it off. I felt conspicuous saying that I was a live vlogger when actually you just see me sitting at a computer. But that's what I'm doing for this thing that I'm vlogging. So yeah, we will see, and it's going to be an adventure. I don't know how it's all going to go. We'll find out, but we get to find out together, and that's really exciting. I can't tell you how happy I felt after yesterday's stream as well. I closed the stream down, and I'd been crying on stream, and I closed the stream down and just started crying again. Because to have... I've been doing this for a few months now, and it's not been getting noticed very much, and it feels like that's starting to happen a lot more now. I'm starting to get better at doing networking for streaming, and I'm starting to become more known, and people are finding me more, and that's really nice, and it's lovely people finding me. Can you have mod? No. You can't just come into someone's channel and ask for mod powers. Because I don't know who you are. Why would I trust you with moderator powers? It seems a very strange thing to come into someone's stream and ask. You might be nice, but I think it's also a bit weird that you've just come in and asked for mod powers. You know, this is my channel, and I think it's really important to make sure that my community as it builds is curated in the way that I want it to be. And I need to know that any moderators I get have the same opinions as I do about that, and are going to look after it the way I want it looked after. And someone that's never spoken before okay, you can... You can go. Sorry about that. That was super weird. They're gone now. I'm going to there we go. Yeah, sorry about that. I don't have any moderators right now, by the way. And that is because I want to make sure that all of my moderators are people who have an interest in being here, have the same values that I do, want to do this correctly. I also don't really need it right now. Like, it's not something that I'm worried about. Thanks for following. Yeah, it's a thing I have been thinking about. I know that having a good moderator team is important for being supportive, but it's not something I'm gonna give to people who just appear in chat and aren't following and then talk, and the first thing they ask for is mod powers. Because that's really fucking weird. For the record, that's super weird. Just to make that clear. Anyway, so I think that's it in terms of the stuff I wanted to update about. I can't think of anything else. I'm just looking at my calendar to see if there's anything else I wanted to mention. Don't think so. There was another web chat at uni today. It's in an hour. I'm not gonna go. I think if I didn't have the hospital appointment, I would, but I don't want the it made me very, very anxious being in it last time because of how upset everyone was. Validly upset, important to say. But it's being around people who are very agitated sets my anxiety off. So I decided that wasn't something that I needed today. I have a lot of the information I need regarding COVID procedures. I don't have any of the problems other people have, like accommodation or rent rebates or things like that. Would I love my fees to be lower? Absolutely, but I think there's better ways to advocate for that than in that context. So I've decided not to go. It might be that I go to some in the future, but we'll see. I think it's important to keep going to things like that to stay in touch with how the university are communicating. But I'm happy with the emails that I've gotten in the past few days. They're trying their best, bless them. It's really hard. And I have a lot of compassion for the people who are valiantly trying to work out what the fuck is going on, because no one really knows. But yeah, so I think I'm actually going to leave it there. I know that's super short, but I think the thing with this being a vlogging kind of thing as much as a streaming thing is that because I'm used to watching streamers who are gaming, so they will stream for 6 hours at a time, and that's quite normal. One, I'm not capable of sitting in the same place for 6 hours on a number of levels. But also in this context, it just doesn't really make much sense. So I hope that if people weren't able to watch this live and they want to know what's going on, that they're able to watch it on the VOD. I am an affiliate, so you get 2 weeks of them being here on Twitch. There's also, I back up everything on YouTube. And I think I managed to delete my YouTube link when I redid my About panel, so I'll put that back in later. But effectively, I use YouTube as a permanent archive. So if you ever want to catch up on stuff, you can go over there, and I'll make sure that that link goes back in, and I'll try and tweet it out later. I know that you'll get ads if you're watching here on Twitch. You could sub, and then you won't get ads. If you've got Amazon Prime, then you can sub with Amazon Prime for free. Give me Jeff Bezos's money. But there's no obligation to do that. I just know that sometimes I actually sub to a lot of people just because I watch their VODs rather than watching them live, and it just means I don't have to watch ads, and it's less annoying. But yeah, that is an option that's there if you want to watch VODs, but I think ads are awful. Although saying that, ads do help me, so if you want to watch the ads, you're also welcome to do that. I'm not here to make money off this specifically, but it would be great if I could, because it will help pay for my university fees. But yeah, so I'm going to leave it there for today. Thank you all for being here. Unless I had to ban you, and then less so. It doesn't happen very often, so it's all right. I can deal with it. But I will see you all tomorrow. No idea when. We'll see how I sleep tonight. It's like a great adventure of what the fuck is going to happen with my insomnia. So I will see you all soon. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. And I will be here tomorrow to tell you all about my hospital appointment and do some reading. And we're going to finish that book. All right. See you soon. Take care.